Jack Snowden from Thomas Point Financial coming to you on a cold and snowy late January day from my home in Edgewater, Maryland. Informationally, about 2 miles north of here are Thomas Point's offices, and about 2 miles north of there is Annapolis, Maryland. Recently, when I hear TV investment show pundits talk about the U.S. economy having a possible hard landing, soft landing, or no landing, for a moment, it reminds me fondly of the movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, starring John Candy and Steve Martin. In the comedy, John Candy and Steve Martin use all available means of transportation to get home to Chicago from New York City for Thanksgiving. However, due to blizzard conditions and all other kinds of hijinks, the trip is anything but smooth. Like the travel challenges in the movie, we never know for sure whether our economy, as it slows, will have a hard landing, like a plane hitting the tarmac, which is essentially a metaphor for a meaningful recession, or whether we may have a soft landing or no landing at all, essentially where the economy continues to grow a little more slowly, but still in a prosperous manner. At this time, we believe the soft or no landing scenario is most likely. While I do think this year may have times of cloudiness and make investors a bit nervous, I think there are a lot of good reasons we could see positive investment returns by the end of the year. For example, inflation and market interest rates have declined in recent months, and the Federal Reserve may start to cut or reduce short-term borrowing rates by mid-year. This takes pressure off of both families who borrow and corporations. Another positive is that most Americans are employed, and many have been fortunate to receive pay raises in recent years. Additionally, in a number of reviews of reports I've been doing recently, I've come across a couple interesting ones. One talks about where the markets are 12 months after the Federal Reserve has completed a rate hike cycle. And it looks back at the last four we've had, essentially since about 1995. And on average, 12 months after that, we've seen the markets higher in a meaningful way. Now, we believe that the Federal Reserve raised rates for the last time in this cycle on July 26th of last year. And based on where the market is now, it lends itself to the possibility of the S&P moving higher by 10% or more in the coming months. Further, another interesting report talked about presidential election years. And you know, there's been 24 of them since 1928, and 20 of those 24 have been positive return years. And that's irregardless of which party won. In fact, since 1952, there's been 18 of those presidential years, and 17 of them have been positive. Now, I can't tell you for sure that the future will resemble those past facts, but I do like the fact that it's a nice tailwind for where we are with the economy. In summary, while 2024 could be a little bit bumpy, like the Steve Martin and John Candy trip home to Chicago in the movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, let's look beyond the short-term ups and downs of the market and keep focused on our long-term goals. And if you want something to do in the meantime, maybe rent the movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, or another John Candy cult classic, Uncle Buck. At Thomas Point Financial, Eileen and I thank you for the opportunity to be of service, and we look forward to assisting you in 2024 and hopefully many years beyond. Thank you and have a great day.